Hmm. It absolutely refuses lately to let me have the wide spectrum. Huh. No, let me go back. I want to go back. There we go. Can you hear me? I guess is going to be the important thing. Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I have my coffee, though. That's important. It's just been that kind of a week. I feel like I've been chasing my bum, running behind myself all week. Thank you, Chubby Hubby, for that, letting me know. We've got all kinds of people here today. How exciting is that? Like, I see Betty, I see Harold, I see Kelly, I see James, Cynthia, Chubby Hubby, Lava, Betty, or Brenda, I mean. I already said Betty. It's okay. Hi, Betty, twice. What a wonderful crew. Oh, it's good to see everybody today. Happy Wednesday. Has it been a busy week for everybody or just me? Oh, cheers, everyone. Oh, I'm going to pound through this coffee and I'm going to need some more before we even start looking at rocks. That's okay, though. So, Lava and I went to North American Indian Days and watched the Indian relay races and found out who had the best lemonade again. I mean, that's a really hard job, but somebody's got to do it. You know, you got to go try all the lemonades and see who has the best. And then we came home and Lava made homemade lemonade and it was the best. Yes, it's been busy, says Kelly. Oh, hey, Addie, good to see you. And Opal guy sneaking in there. Good to see everyone. Yeah, so that was fun. It was hot, it was dry, it was dusty, but I don't recall it ever going over there when it wasn't. So it was a good time. We really enjoyed ourselves. And yeah, I was watching watching rodeo. I don't even remember what they were doing. And I'd stood up and all of a sudden this little bird hit my leg. I thought it was a rock and I looked down and I was like, "Hey, Roger." I was like, "Oh my goodness, he was so small. He was so small." Like maybe the size of this agate. Maybe. He was pretty tiny and he was not having a good day. The wind was pushing him around and his mother was pissed. He just sat there and looked at me and I was like, "Uh-oh." Uh-oh. So, yeah, some kind of a little sparrow or what's the other one? A swallow or something. He was just the cutest little thing, though. Oh my goodness. Like I showed the picture to my kid the next day and he's like, "Birds shouldn't have lips that big. Why's he got lips that big?" Romania, a little bit of both, bulls and horses. And yeah, so when they were doing bulls and horses and calves and cows and things, it was all over on the other side of the arena. Except they did one bucking bronco and he came right up against the gate where we were sitting and we just got peppered in rocks and dirt. That's why I thought I got hit by a rock. And he was pissed. He made a nasty sound when he came by. He was mad. It was a bucking bronco. So, yeah, and then when they do the Indian relay races, it's, I want to say 5 teams, maybe even more than 5 teams, and each team has 3 horses, and they keep 2 of them right up against that gate that we were standing, that panel that we were standing at, while the third horse is running a lap. And as they come in for their first lap, they jump off of one horse onto the next horse and run. And so it's a team of like 3 guys. They've got one guy holding each horse that stays back and one guy running like hell, you know. So there's so much going on and it's fast paced and it's like right in our faces, right? And this poor little bird is like, he's just chilling, like, just hanging. So I picked him up and I watched the Indian relay races with the tiny little bird in my hand, because I really like, everybody's right at that gate. In fact, little kids are crawling that gate and trying to see and stuff. So I was like, if one of us doesn't step on him, the horses surely will. And then as soon as the Indian relay race was done and the rodeo moved back to the other side of the rodeo grounds, I like put him out a little bit, like where his mom could see him and where he was like in the shade, and he sat there and winked at me for a long time. And then I noticed that every time one of the horses walked by, he would look at it and he like get kind of scared. And I pointed it out to Lava. I was like, look at him get scared when the horses walk by. And then one walked by and we both looked the other way. And when we looked back, he was gone. He flew away. So I'm so glad. I'm so glad that he didn't get squished. And I think it was just a smidge bit less windier after he'd hung out with me for, 45 minutes while his mom was having a fit. So I think he caught a little break in the wind. It feels like he did. It could be my imagination, but I was over in Cut Bank. I didn't even stop to see Roger. Now I feel like a jerk. Actually, we didn't stop. We kind of just blew right through. We had talked about stopping and getting an umbrella to protect us from the sun. And he was like, you want to stop? And I was like, nah, it's fine. Are you sure? I was like, nah, it's fine. So we just blew right through. We didn't even stop. Yeah, that poor little bird just bumped his little noggin and it just sent him for a poor little loop-de-loop. So once he finally got feeling better, and I offered him a little piece of melted ice cube, I was like, out of my lemonade, I was like, maybe he's thirsty. It's hot out. No, he didn't want nothing to do with that. And his mother was like, don't take that. She's a stranger. So you guys have maybe noticed that I've been highly motivated to sell lately. And I hope that that's not like, okay, we get it. Like, okay, stop it. I hope that you guys are pleased to see the things that I have available, even if it's just window shopping, even if it's just giving it a like and leaving a comment like we always do. I hope that you guys are okay with that kind of shift in things this last week. I've been really putting my mind to getting back to Tucson again this year. I would love to go again. That was one of the coolest things I've ever had a chance to do. So, every penny that I've made since I opened the Shopify account, and so we have some of these live sales and stuff, and all of that money goes into the Shopify because I'm billing you guys through Shopify. I haven't touched not one penny of it. And I want to have Camper Will Travel. Exactly, Brenda. Exactly. I mean, sure, a new cabbing machine would be really nice if I wasn't trying to get to Tucson this year, So we'll make do with what we have for flat lap and saw and things like that. Oh, thank you, Kelly. And I'm glad to sell to you guys too. I mean, I like the rocks. I really, really, really do. But it's nice for me to be able to put material in your guys' possession who, like Kelly said, how the hell do you get a 12-inch rock saw in your living room? Like how? By the way, strong teenage boys. I got half the football team one afternoon and was like, hey, you guys are coming down to my house and you're going to help me for like 10 minutes. That's how. You're going to move this into my house for me. So all of that money is sitting there. And if I hustle hard, if I keep going, if I really like double down, buckle down and do what we're doing, but like plus a day, like what if I had an extra live once a week? Kyle, good to see you. I'm glad that you're lurking while you're working. It is important to take a break, say hi to everybody, and then go back to work and while you can just listen to us chat here in the background, right? So, with that in mind though, like, yes, I could maybe go like where I'm setting, as long as nothing happened between now and then, which is highly unlikely. um, but I'd like to be in a better position for that. And I don't think that now is too soon to start thinking about that. I don't think that now is too soon to start saving to make that a possibility. Um, and if I do it right, if I plan it right, I should be able to go and have a really nice time. So I am motivated to sell. Like I say, I know that it's like 6 months away, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. They've already rented a Meteorite Mansion for this coming year, for 2027, and it's already booked. All of the rooms are already rented. And the sooner you get in on that stuff, and I'm not saying necessarily Meteorite Mansion, I'm just saying any kind of hotel rooms, Airbnbs, plane tickets, things like that, it's all cheaper if you plan a little ahead than it is if you wait till the last minute. So, like I say, between the saving and the starting to plan, it's not too early. I know that sounds insane. Like, I remember watching always before I went to Tucson how like those guys only took like a 3-month break. Like they got back from Tucson, they spent like 3 months oogling over their rocks and doing show and tell on the hangouts, right? And then they were right back into planning to go to Tucson. And I always thought, like, my God, like it once you get into that, like that's your life, right? Like, and I know that's very much so how it is for the vendors who take that seriously. Like they are going there, with all of them, the stuff that they have, they're going there, to sell, So but as far as visiting goes, I always kind of thought, gosh, like that takes a lot of their planning, their commitment, and now that I've done it, I'm like, I kind of think I see a little more why now. I mean, I think there's places where you can compromise and places where you can, pick it up a little bit or whatever. So, but it does go faster. I agree. Brenda says time is kind of like toilet paper. The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. The closer you get to time for Tucson, the faster it goes. And if you haven't already saved your money and you haven't already made a reservation somewhere for some place to stay, you're kind of might be, a little bit up shit's creek. And so, I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm trying to keep it all up here in my backyard, but it gets out every once in a while. Don't touch it, feed it, or pay it any attention. Tell it to go home. Tell my weather to go home. Say, you're obviously drunk again, weather. Go home. I'm going to avoid Tucson for a couple of years, I think, says Kyle. I need to go one more time. There are so many people that I did not get to meet that I've wanted to meet for a long time. And they're there, I just didn't get there, right? So that, and it's always good, like if Brian and Julie are gonna go again, that's a great place to chill with them, hang out with them. The Opal guys are there. It's not just my Meteorite friends. Some Rock County friends are there too. So yeah, the IMCA dinner. I mean, there's so much going on there that like that's and then we don't do a lot. Like sure, we went to Indian Days, but we don't eat out a lot. We have date night in, by the way. You guys should try that. I highly suggest it. Once a week we have date night in where we just kind of go all out on our dinner and try some new recipe or, get a little adventurous. Or what was that one that we said we should put on the list and revisit? Let's have that tonight. So yeah, we have date night in. Obviously I don't go clothes shopping. My jeans have got holes in them, and I don't pay for haircuts or manicures or in fact, I had a chat with Chat GPT last night that how I don't spend money, how it's a common joke in my house that, they'll be like, did you order the flat lap discs or the printer ink or the, the shipping envelopes? And I'll be like, I put it in my shopping cart. And then my family will be like, yeah. And there it went to die. Like, So I have like this real thing about spending money, and it's Chat GPT asked me last night. Well, it didn't ask me, it made a statement. It said a $30 t-shirt, a $200 tool, or a very expensive rock, like to add to my collection. And it said, chances are that you view these things equally and that you view them as not necessary. And I was like, nailed it! I agree, equally not necessary. And she was like, they're not the same, they're not equal. And I was like, why not? Just, that's an easy no. Like, and she was like, because if you need the tool, you should buy it. And I was like, well, I'm okay with that. I do agree with that. But so, yes, that can be a blessing and a curse. That can be a blessing and a curse. So that's something that I'm going to try to work a little bit on. And like I say, I came to this realization, honestly, when I was chatting with Chat GPT about my reluctance to pull the trigger on things. And it's a fear, you know, it's an absolute fear. I was a single mom. I raised 2 kids. Don't you guys think that every single penny counted? Because it absolutely did. And I think that that is just absolutely stuck, you know, and to a point where it's almost crippling. It's almost a debilitation. So, but like I realized when I was chatting with ChatGPT last night that I had absolutely no problem spending money in Tucson. And not that I spent money like it was a crazy thing or anything, but I knew before I went down there that that's what I wanted to do. It wasn't like a surprise, like surprise you know, you need a new radiator, or surprise your roof blew off, or surprise your hot water heater is acting like a bomb in your basement. And so having that time to prepare ahead, save the money, have the money set aside that's specifically for that thing, and then to, you know, go do that thing. Like, I really don't have a problem throwing down on stuff like that. I really don't. So, you know, that's the way that I feel comfortable treating myself, you know. So is to have a trip with Lava Bison, you know, let's go to Arizona. Let's stay in a camper and, you know, with a palm tree in right outside our front door. What? You know, I've never done anything like that before. So that was really fun. I'd like to do it again. So none too early for me to be thinking about that. And like I say, I'm kind of on track for that. As long as nothing happens and I don't need anything. But guess what? I do need some things. We cleaned the saw the other day. I'm out of saw oil. I need to order some saw oil. I'm almost out of tumbling grit. Like, why don't I order it before I'm out? I know I'm gonna need it sooner or later. Why don't I just order it? So, I know that's a lot. You guys don't necessarily need to hear about that, but you guys do support that. You know, you support me making these videos. You guys support me taking trips to the Blue Jewel Sapphire Mine well, you don't. I would do it anyway, you know, I really would, but it's nice that I can share it with you guys. And then, if I've got surplus, you know, if I hit an estate sale or something, which a lot of this stuff kind of is today, some of this is estate sale stuff, or, things like that. It's great to be able to share that with you guys, because I don't need to keep all of the rocks. And if we can kind of, you know, move them around a little bit, some of these rocks need adopted. They need some new homes. I've had them long enough. I've done what I'm going to do with them, or if I am at all, and now they're ready, you know. So, on the table in front of me today, we have some of this South Dakota chalcedony. Someone wanted a new boat? See? Easy no. Not a necessity. Sorry. Sorry, Brenda. Tell Jerry I said that. There's no water out here. That's ridiculous. Why would you need a boat? What about this beautiful agate? Oh, the light over here sucks. This is not doing it justice. What about that beautiful hunk and a half? Some petwoods. I have like an assortment of some petwoods today. Again, the light is so terrible. I want to get them up there where you can see them, but the light goes dim up there. Some slabby-roos. Look, does that one look familiar? You guys want to buy a piece of that? I'll let you today. That was kind of a fun find, huh? Oh, Romania. Really? Lava Bison just made pizza in the pizza oven, and it was OMG. What about some bisonite? It's not bisonite. It's Levitigning stone. I've got a couple pieces of that set aside here. Oh, and then I'm going to do this one. Seriously, I've talked about doing this one for a long time, and I'm going to do that one today, too. So, I've got 2, 4, 5 pieces of that chalcedony that glows neon green under the UV. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots. There'll be lots, single pieces and then multiple pieces that I'll put together. So 5 different lots of slabs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 petwoods. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 agates and 1 shirt and a partridge in a pear tree. Are you guys ready? Do you want to see? So this is stuff that I've pulled out of storage. And you know, I'd thought real darn hard about keeping this for myself because I love me some good bots, and there's some yummy bots in there. So I've been hesitant to let that one go in the past, but like I say, I'm motivated. Besides, he has a pet rock. Oh my God, I love that piece. Motivated to sell because I want to be more than on track. I won't enjoy myself and be comfortable if I haven't done a good job setting up for that. So I want to be more than on track so that I can do Tucson again and do it comfortably and confidently. Okay. I am going to turn you guys around, let you have a quick look at some of the stuff. So you can kind of get your eyes set on what is available today and what you might want to shoot for while I go fill up my cup up. Garnets, do they make a good one? Step 1 grit? I just want to know. So we've got a timer ready over here. I thought I'd go for 1:30 because I feel like I'm rushed when I do just 1 minute. It kind of like I feel like I'm not getting the start and stops typed as fast and as nicely as I need to. Sometimes it comes out like stop, things like that, right? So I got quite the loot today that I'd like to share with you guys. Quite the loot. Can't do that. Can't see it. Let's see. There is some space over here, though. What else? What else can you not see? Some enders. Check it out. I think I got it all in there. That's, I think, what I have for today. Is there anything you guys would really love to see? Thinking, okay, yeah, I'm reading some comments really quick. Oh, so it was some kind of a creme pizza? Some kind of a different white sauce or something on your pizza, Addie? That sounds good. I might have to challenge Lava to try that. Yes, do let us know, Kelly. We do want to know. All right, like I say, I'm going to go fill up my cup up real quick. And I'll be right back to get started on this show. We visited so long. I'm sorry. I had to tell you all about the Indian days and the horses and the birds. I was practically Snow White that day, saving the little baby animals and stuff. And then I had to tell you about, getting serious, like seriously getting serious about getting ready to go to Tucson again, and what a frugal stickler, stick in the mud I am, that if I don't do it, if I don't do it well in advance, then I won't do it, because I get trigger shy. So well, yeah. And then what'd you guys think of the news thing with Quentin? Was that fun or what? He had absolutely no idea. He had so much fun. He did a really good job editing. For not knowing a darn thing, he just got right in there, edited it, and did a good job. Like, he got a couple things just a little bit wrong. But I don't hate the things that he did get wrong, or the way that he got them wrong. Like, I really don't. It's he didn't say anything that was so far off that I was like, uh-oh, that was misinformation. He did, but in a way that generates a little bit of excitement. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this little thing. Some of the pieces want to roll around sometimes. And I usually can get them right where I like them and make them stay, but yeah, so like one thing that he said, oh, thank you, Lava. I'm locally famous. Yes. One thing that he said was that the Roundup meteorite has sold, pieces of it have sold for thousands of dollars in auction. That may be not very true, but you know what? That doesn't hurt. It really doesn't hurt, because, and I hate to get people thinking that, meteorites are a way to get rich and famous, or rich in particular, or anything like that, because that's really not the case. But sometimes a little bit of financial drive is the drive that it takes to get people to think about it or to be curious about it. And so, yeah, he got the facts just a little crossed, but he wasn't terribly far off. It wasn't like it's harming anybody or anything by saying that. So, like I say, he got that wrong, but in a way that kind of excited people. So, I'm okay with that. So, dreams squashed. What dreams are we squashing? Oh, what the heck, Betty? Yeah, it was tons of fun. Oh, thank you, Lava. I'm going to ring the bell for that. I had to see if I knew any of the people in there. Those are good ones. Welcome, members. Welcome, members. Let's ring the bell for you all. No, we likely will not, Betty. But wouldn't it be cool just to find one? Oh. But the chance is never totally zero. There is a chance. Really, Kelly? That's pretty cool. We need more astrophysicists. That's good for her. I love that. Yeah, there's I have some pieces for sale right now, and like I've got one that I made into a short. I think it's got naughty words in it, but I think is it this one? Yeah, the 4.55 gram one. I think there I got like $14 on that one. Kelly, did you about the slab? Really? Did you now? Oh, and it looks like Chubby Hubby might have claimed one of these from the short video, so it's a good thing I'm not getting into any of that. Okay, I see Kelly's email. Let me make sure, Kelly, that this isn't the one that Chubby Hubby's wanting up here. I wonder why I wasn't seeing those notifications either. I see that you guys are doing things. Why? Okay, let's see. Nope, you guys do not want the same piece, so that's good. Okay, whoops, I need that back though. Okay, so I do see that, and it, Kelly, I've got some more stuff, and knowing that it's for your daughter and that she wants to do something like study astrophysics, I'll go through and see if I've got anything set aside that, you know, I'm not emotionally locked to and that she might appreciate. So maybe we can get her a couple pieces. She can start her collection now. All right, well, speaking of collections and stashes and loots and claims and all of that stuff, like I say, I have the timer ready over there at 1 minute and 30 seconds because I felt a little bit more comfortable with that. Really, Brenda, that's interesting. I doubt that it's a space rock, but that's interesting. You'd probably make more money if you started one of those House of Funds there. You know what I mean? Those House of Mysteries. Than you would by looking for what a space rock. True lava. True lava. Like I say, I've been hounding and hunting pretty hard for quite some time now. And I definitely feel like the treasures that I've found along the way maybe weren't the ones that I originally went out looking for, but they've been rewarding nonetheless. A trip to Tucson, Kyle. A trip to Tucson. There's a really spendy meteorite that's available right now. I'm debating, but I have a hard time spending money. Even if it's like super justified. You know, even though I need new pants, I'm still like, I'm in no hurry to do it. I do not find it pleasurable. I do not find it enjoyable. I'm just so like, there's so many. I would so rather go rock hounding, go look at rocks or whatever than, you know, sometimes do what I need to do. So I'm going to work really hard on that, on not being afraid to sell things, to not being afraid to allocate those funds to the equipment and things that I need. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I just don't always do it in a timely manner. Oh no, Kyle, that's okay. Like I say, if I start thinking about it now, if I take it seriously now and don't get sidetracked and dilly-dally and things, I'll be fine. I'm, like I say, pretty well on track if I just keep going at the kind of like half-paced rate I've been going at, but it would be super wise if I would put the hustle on. I'll feel a lot better about it if I'm good and set, not just like, you know, I didn't try hard enough and could have been more set. So if I could be more set, then I could not only do that, but maybe some other fun things too. So, and I don't want to have to choose if that opportunity comes up, you know, like I say, there's a pretty expensive meteorite right now. Do I go to Tucson or do I dip into my Tucson savings? If I was really serious about all of this, I'd have enough to do both and comfortably do both. So I'd like to be there. You know, is that possible? Yeah. If I work really hard, anything I want to do and anything I put my mind to doing is absolutely possible. So, but yeah, I have issues with that I should work on. And like I say, like I need to order some saw oil and some, I don't know where to start. I'm having a hard time. I just keep wishing it around. Let's start with this one since I've meant to do this forever and haven't. Let's get the white background. Sorry, I know it's not fully white. We get the like whole motto on there, but that's good. And it helps me to kind of, you know, talk it out with you guys, because I can convince myself of some silly stuff if I don't talk it out. When I tell you guys though about stuff, it helps me to, if I'm going to say it out loud, first of all, it helps me to that I hold myself accountable for that. After, if I've gone that far as to say it out loud, I don't want to go back on my word, or, you know, sometimes things change. And then, you know, obviously if things happen, then, well, things change and that's okay. But, when it comes to talking to you guys about stuff like this, you know, like I want to go again. I want to take you guys with me. You know, I want to do some more filming, meet some other creators down there. You know, I then feel like I should do my best to keep my word to you guys. And so that helps too, to hold myself accountable, to involve you guys in some of my stuff. And you guys are involved, you know. Not everybody is physically able to get out and rock hound. Not everybody has, you know, lives in a crappy 100-year-old house where they can put a 12-inch rock saw in their living room, Kelly, you know. And so some of the stuff that I do because as a community, it's helpful. There's always a more expensive meteorite. True that, Patrick. By the way, I absolutely love the geode video you put out. I think I've probably watched that 3 times already. I'm going to go ahead and put a start. Let's do start. Actually, let's talk about this really quick. What's in it? Why are we having such focal issues? I'm really not that here. There we go. Yeah, so being accountable, it helps if I talk to you guys about it. It helps me to want to take stuff more seriously, you know. And again, there's nothing, you know, none of this that I want to do, you know, run a YouTube, share edutainment content, but also, you know, share the goods of that. Like I say, slabs, you know, not everybody has a slab saw. So it's nice that, you know, I can take one rock and then divvy it up into, you know, 13 different slices. And then there's like a little bit for everybody. You know, not everybody has a trim saw. So to take those slabs and then put them down into cabbing blanks for somebody who just wants them ready for a flat lap or a tumbler or a Dremel, you know, that's a great product to be able to offer to you guys. So has saw, will use it, you know. Okay, so there's a little chunk of meteorite up in here. Yeah, any rocks that you deem that you deem unworthy, you could certainly send to my house. We'll cut them up. And this one's that little Tabasco geode. This is hackmanite. which is known for its tenebrescence. I always forget. A tourmaline? Is that a little tourmaline? I always forget. Confetti sunstone, a Spencer opal, a Montana garnet, a Montana sapphire, and an itsy bitsy little fossil. So there's your teeny tiny, and it's got the little stand, you know, so you can stand it. We'll do a start bid of how's about we starts it at $9, make me holler. I'm gonna hit the start over here. There it goes. I'm gonna hit the timer. Yes, it's a little size sorted mini collection. There's something satisfying to me about getting things that are like all the same size in one little collection. Little cutie. Ryan's in at 9. Yeah, what a fun little collection, huh? That Hackmanite's so fun too. If you've never played with the Hackmanite before. So it looks white under regular light like we're looking right now. You hit that with the UV light and it glows the most intense orange you've ever seen because it is a sodalite, member of the sodalite family. And then after you take the UV light away, it looks purple or pink or like purple, and then it fades back to white. So that's tenebrescence, when it actually changes the color of the rock. Let me see if I can find my UV. We might need it in a second anyway. "22 seconds remaining." Look how purple it got. You guys better be bidding against Ryan. You're going to let him have that cool little set? 10 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can get it, you can get it in there before I click end. Ryan got it for 9. You can actually hold it in the sun. Yes, Ryan, you can. It's not quite as, you know, immediate, but, and then I've heard, I've never tested this, but I've heard you can force it back by giving it white light. I'll be darned, that is kind of working. I've heard you can force it back faster by giving it a regular flashlight. That did not hurt. Actually, that might have helped get it lighter. Look how dark it gets. Isn't that cool, you guys? Like I say, what a fun little package. Everything. I love these things. I really do. I love little rocks and stuff and fun things. How's about a tumbled rock next? How about we go for... Way to go, Ryan. Get that labeled and set aside. And then everybody who's ordered... excuse me. Everybody who's ordered... Ooh, this one's so pretty. Oh, my goodness. Everyone who has ordered or claimed off of the things, I'll invoice this afternoon. And if I don't finish it this afternoon and this evening, I'll finish it tomorrow. And packages will go out before this weekend. I don't either, Ryan. They wanted you to have that. They were being really nice. If you... Truth, Brenda. Some of them actually do change color. I've never seen them get tan, though. So this is a piece of that South Dakota chalcedony. And I've ran it through the tumbler. Nice big chonky piece. And then again, these are just stupid glowy. Like... Look, there's a little orange in there and some green. I think they call that watermelon in this material. If you can get the bicolor, the green, the orange, and the green. That's not, I mean, I wouldn't brag that this is watermelon bicolor chalcedony or anything like that, but there is just the ever so faintest hint of orange in that piece as well. So let's start at 3 on this one, and there's the start. Let me get the Buxton. It's $3 get you started on this one if you're interested in having a piece of that for your collection. Yes, Ryan, packages do still come with Maui. Bonus. Big time, big time. Three, says Kelly. She's in. Oh, I thought I started the timer, but I didn't. So I'm going to minus. Oops, that's adding. I would like to minus. How do I get it to reset? Sure, I don't know if it is what I said, but it sounds good to me, Kelly. I'm motivated to sell. I'm willing to take whatever offer you guys are willing to, if it's something you'd love to have, work with me. I'll work with you. 3, Kelly's in at 3, and I've reset the clock now. We've got 15 seconds left. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and stop. I should have had the stop ready. I'm not good at this like Kyle is. Kyle makes it look so easy, and it's so not. Okay, I got Kelly for that one. For 3. And excuse me. And then I don't know why I can't get that frog down my throat, because I need more coffee. Cheers, everybody. Can do, Romania. Can do. Noted. Noted, will do. Where is my notes? Got it. So yeah, I'll send you guys an invoice through the Shopify. And then that invoice, it doesn't go anywhere. So if I send you an invoice and something happens and you need to put gas in your vehicle so you can get to work that week instead, like, do that. That invoice won't go. It's not like it's going to expire and I'm going to put your rocks back into the collection or anything like that. I mean, if you can let me know, then let me know. But if not, then just let it sit. Like, if you guys want to let it sit like an open box until you're ready to close it, that's fine with me. So that is an option with this invoicing through Shopify. I won't ship until I get your payment, but as soon as I get the payment, I'll put it in. So, I mean, I've got one over here right now for Jethro, and it's just kind of a little open box. And then Addie's got just a few rocks, and I know that, like, for Addie in particular, since we're going to ship it all the way to Romania, we want to make sure that it's worth it, right? Like, that we use the shipping she's going to pay to the fullest potential. So whether that's send everything over to Kyle and he can put everything in one box, or hold her package until it's, a decent size, that's what we do with her. So If you guys want any kind of, you know, special instructions like that, just email me and let me know. I'll work with you guys. And like I say, if you want to add stuff and then leave it like an open box and just I can always add to the invoice on the next sale if you guys want. What? You see, and that is one of the main reasons I'm going to start this. I've got 1:30 on the clock. Let's start this little pet wood. It's all naturally tumbled. Let's start this one at $4. $3. We'll start it at 3. Here goes the start. There goes the thing, the timer. I actually did hit the timer. Start bid $3 on the pet wood. I can send them to Kyle. You bet, Romania. And let me just make a note with that too. Invoice Romania. Okay. We can work something out there. So three on this one. And we've got 50 seconds on the clock out of 1:30. Little river tumbled pet wood. I did not tumble this. If you did tumble this, it'd be darn pretty. This is as I found it. 30 seconds left. It's not the poppiest. Not the poppiest pet wood I've ever seen. 3, says Ryan. He's going to snag it all, and you guys are going to just watch him. I doubt that very much. 3 for Ryan, 3 seconds left. 2, 1. Ryan gets it for 3. Kelly got one too. That's all right. Ryan didn't get them all. Kelly got one too. What about this gorgeous pet wood? I should get a spritz there too, because sometimes we need to see what's happening on the wet. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out today. It's a little less formal than some of the regular Wednesday hangouts where we talk about, like, you know, what's a prairie girl been up to. And then definitely not as structured as some of the other sellers. So thanks, guys, for hanging out and tolerating my weirdness. Thanks for adding your weirdness. It's so much, very much appreciated. So this is a pretty piece. This has got some fun things happening, some fun character. This spritzer likes to suck the water all the way from the bottom. So if you tip it at all, it's like, no thanks. Okay, we're going to restart the clock. 1:30 on the clock. I typed it, but it didn't go in the type bar. Go weird or go home, says Harold. Same tribe. Weird tribe, says Betty. You guys kick butt. I love you guys. All right, we're going to start this. I would like to do, how about 5 on this beautiful piece of pet wood? We'll start it at 5. If anybody's just in at 5 and they want to snipe it for 5, or if anybody wants to challenge that $5 bid and raise it $1. Yeah, I've always kind of not been the biggest fan of PayPal Romania. I mean, it works. It does what it's supposed to do for the most part, but I'm weird. I'm weird about my money, you guys. I don't know what it is. Like I say, it's almost a debilitation. at 55 seconds. Get the golden yellows in there. Oh, look at all the wicked twisted banding. Ryan's in at 5. I agree, Ryan. 35 seconds left. If anyone wants to challenge Ryan. 7, says Harold. $20 seconds remaining. 8, says Ryan. I think it's worth all of that. I think that's kind of the sweet spot. 5 seconds left. Whoops, Harold said 0. Right next to the 9. I'm going to guess that Harold meant to, yes, hit 9. And that was it. So if Ryan can get one in before I hit the button, he can snipe it. But nope, Harold got it for 9. Way to go, boys. That was a fun little bidding war you got in there. Hello, Train. We hear you. Let's do excuse me, goodness gracious, that frog in my throat will not go away today. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Let me make a quick note here and we'll decide which one. I want to put it, how about this one? I don't know. How's about which one next? What about this little limb cast? We'll do the limb cast next. And let me make a note for Harold. Okay. Okie dokie. We've got a pretty limb cast. It's got a little bit of a opalized, agatized stuff happening there in the end, which is really gorgeous. I'm not sure if that's like literally it or if it does actually go in there a ways. I cannot tell. Either way, it could use a little soaking in some vinegar and get the scuzz off, or a little shot in, who broke the limb? A little shot in the ultrasonic would do this a heck of a lot of good. You could cut that up and make some little coins, some little monies out of it, or you could just clean it up and put it on the shelf as a display. Either way, it's kind of a groovy little chunk of agate. I want to do a 5 start on that too. How about 5? And I'm going to start the clock now. Go for it. There we're getting going. Oh, I thought I hit there. We're not too far behind. Did you say it's so scuzzy? I did. I did. It's got scuzz on it. That scuzz will probably come off with a little vinegar. Little shot in the ultrasonic. And then it'll look a lot more like it would if it were wet. You know, you get rid of all of that white crusty crud in there. Yes, I do indeed. Kelly's in at 5, and we've got 50 seconds on the clock. I think we get extra credit if we use words like squished or scuzzy or, you know, if we can use those words in a scientific way, then you get extra credit on my channel. Squat, yes. Cleavage, you know, all of those words. If you can use them in a sentence in a scientific way, then you get extra credit. As in diddly squat, says Ryan. So far, Kelly's got this. We got 10 seconds left on the clock. Kelly has got it for 9 at this point. 4, 3, 2. I'm going to have to put it down so I can use my hand. I do believe Kelly's going to take it. I forgot what I was doing. Telling my hands to type stop. A petrified house. Betty, those are things that, like, dreams are made of, right? Like, yeah, nice job, Kelly. Let me make a note. Kelly got it. Congrats, Kelly. Yeah, I'd suggest give her a little soaking in some vinegar. I think it'd make it a little prettier for you. What about... Okay. Where's Ma? She's gonna be ticked if she misses this. All right. I'm crazy to start the bidding at $5 on this one. She's here. But I'm gonna. And we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna start the clock. $5 minimum bid on this gorgeous chunk of Montucky. Oh, look at that piece. Ma's in. She's in at 5. There is so much meat still on this bone and so much still happening in there. Harold's in at 10. Look at everything that's still going on in this chunk. Ma says, Harold, I want it. I'm going to bid 15. Dendrites, water lines. Oh my goodness, the most beautiful. The thing didn't go again. And it's been going, so I'm going to take it down. We're going to start right now. There's 30 seconds left. It's worth every penny of it. Ma especially. Well, Harold, I don't know. I mean, just as a shelf piece, just as a display piece, this is a gorgeous piece. Like I say, it has got everything that a beautiful agate should have. But if you're going to chop this up, 7 seconds left, and make beautiful jewelry out of it, you're going to get $15 back out of it real easy and then still have meat on the bone to play with. That would be the end of the clock there. I'm going to hit the stop on that. And I'm going to put a tag on that for Ma. Congratulations, Ma. I really can't wait to see what you do with pieces of that. I know you're going to do beautiful things with it. She's going to chop it up, you guys, and I'm happy about it. Okie dokie. That was a fun one. Way to get bidding there, you guys. No, thank you, Ma. Like I say, I'm super stoked. That's a good deal for somebody who's got the skills and the talents like you do. Let's go back to Petwoods real quick. Let's do this big bad boy. Look at this chunky monkey. Isn't he fun? She is totally gonna cut that up. This would also make some really beautiful slabs, you guys. This thing is solid. It's got like real solid banding, and this thing is gorgeous. I want to start this a minute 30 on the clock. I hit the start there and I hit the start there. I'd like to start this at 5. 100% sawbound, she says. Big old chunk of Montana petwood here. And like I say, just gorgeous. Strong, stout piece. I don't tip my spritzer. $40 seconds left. It is a good cutting rock. Harold says he would have chopped it up too. 30 seconds left. Big old meaty chunk of petwood. $14, $13, $12, $10. Oops, I'm off. Little $8, $7, $6, $5, $4, $3, $2. That is the end. I'm putting that one aside. Guess what, guys? I'm gonna put that one in the chopper. I bet you guys will want a chunk of it then. Cut that bad boy. I'm gonna. Absolutely gonna. Now that I drug it out of the basket and revisited it, I'm totally gonna do it. What about a little mixed lot? What if we did this cool little piece of South Dakota chalcedony and this Montana agate? Now you guys know that there's some fun stuff happening inside there. We just can't see it because it's crusty. Because of the crust. Okay, what about it? See if we can get you guys some glue. This is a good one. I remember this one being really good. Lights are on, so no glow. No glow is home. Oh, there we go. It's so bright in here. I can't believe we get that kind of glow. That's crazy. I want to start this lot at 5. The Montana agate and the South Dakota chalcedony. $5 minimum bid. Minute and 30 on the clock. One tumbled finished piece. One piece that either, again, you could leave it like it is. It's really fun and beautiful exactly like it is. Or you could chop it up. But I bet you there is some pretty stuff down in there underneath all that crust. Kelly says, I'll start it at 5. Get all the cool little banding in there. This stuff just doesn't look as good on camera as it does in person. Actually, really pretty. Really pretty material. Harold will kick it up a gear. He says, 10 in today's world is a screaming deal. And there's 30 seconds left. 30 seconds exactly left. I'm curious to know if Harold gets this and Harold chops this. I want to know what's in there. 17 seconds left. 12 seconds left. And we're at the 5 mark. Oh my goodness. Okay. Time has run out. And Harold got the 2 for 10. That's a good deal, Harold. I like that. I like that deal a lot. I feel happy about that. I feel happy about that. Let's do some slabs really quick. We haven't done any of those. We've pounded through a lot of this rough rock, which is great. I love to see this stuff get adopted and find new homes. Makes me happy, happy, happy. So we've got some fireworks rock. I can't remember what it's called, but it looks like fireworks to me. You guys remember what this is? Something Lava picked out. It's so fun. Isn't it fun? And this one. Let's see if we can get it. There's just so much druzy. Like everything sparkles in this rock. Everything in this rock sparkles. So this is a local rock that I find out here sometimes. Not as often as I would like to, but I do find a couple nice pieces now and then. I'm not real for positive what it is, but I want to do the 2. They're going to make a lot. They're going to make the 2 are a pair. And I want to start the bid at 5. And I'm putting 1:30 on the clock. And starting now. 2 slabs for 5 is the start bid there. I liked how these went together. It was like, you know, the blue sky of Montana and the fireworks that were lighting off. Harold says, okay, 7. 7's, I agree, that's a fair deal, Harold. That's definitely not unreasonable. I try to charge like $3 a cut at least for, you know, for slices. But again, I'm motivated to sell, ladies and gentlemen. So I would rather get some of this material out. I'm excited to see what you got. Like, what's in that agate? Harold, if you cut that, let us know. And see, like, I know you guys can do some super jazzy stuff with this. I don't need, you know, 4 slices of it. I just need a couple. Discord theme, if you do a single stone. Ooh, Ryan makes a good point. Fireworks is 4th of July fireworks is your theme. 10 seconds left. Yes, I agree, Ma. I agree. 3, 2, 1. And Harold snuck in there and got it for 9. Does a good lot there, Harold. Those are really pretty together, really. Nice little mix there. I know Ma was already making plans on how to cab that stone that I found out in the field, so let's put a piece of that out. I'm going to go put some more water in that and fill up my coffee cup. What do you think about that, Ma? Sorry, let me jerk my camera around. She's like, to grab a little bit of that minty green and a little bit of that color. She's already planning how to slab this. By the way, Correct me if I'm mistaken, but does not that like super mint green that pops in here every once in a while remind anybody else of the Idaho sunset, Jasper? Go ahead and say, oh, it does right now. Here's one side, here's the other side. It does, said Chubby Hubby. Way to go. Way to follow directions, Chubby Hubby. Oh my God, this thing is just crazy. I might have a piece of it like right handy, maybe not. Do I? Yeah, I do. Idaho sunset, Jasper. My Jasper. See the similarities? Really? Really, Opal guy? You need to have some for sure. It's stunning stuff. I know it's expensive. I know. I actually have some finished tumbles here. You know what? Maybe we'll try to get those in on the next sale, or I'll try to post them in some post sales or something in between now and then. Kid, which one? The slab? I want to do an auction on the slab, and we're going to get it started at 5. And we'll do that. So we'll call it Montana Sunset, Jasper. I'm just kidding. We won't call it that. Start 5-bit on this chonky, nice, thick, ready to go slab of whatever this is that I found out here on the prairie. Kid's in at 5. Ryan came after Kid on my screen. So we got a tie for 5. I asked a question, but I only see it on my screen. There it is. Is this stuff on the harder agate side? Yeah, like jaspery. Like, oh, there we go. I knew that was going to happen. But that's the only fracture I see in there. And the rest of it, yeah, harder than hell. Still want it at 8? Kid, I just broke it in half. You want to redact it for Ryan's like, I'm still, it's broken half, Ryan. Do you still want the, it's preformed now. Exactly. Charge extra. No shit, Ryan. I did see that fracture in there and was going to warn you. Maybe plan your cab around that. But no, there's no way in hell the rest of that's going to do that. That's, I mean, listen to it. It's so hard. 5 seconds left. And Ryan's at 9, as long as he's okay with the, like, you know, preform cab here. And we're done with the time. Oops, see, I wanted to put start in it, but guess what? We're to the stop. I need more coffee. It's like 2 for the price of 1. The Hooderites out here are really good at wheeling and dealing, you know. Oh, they're $6 each, but today I give you 2 of them for 20. And you're like, wait a minute, that's not a good deal. Ryan, again, as long as you're okay, Ryan, with the 2 halves there. And then I do see one more tiny little fracture in there, like right there. But you're going to be able to pull pieces that incorporate some of that little teal if you want to, or again, the half and halves, you're going to still be able to pull some really nice cabs and stuff out of that material. So, and he's good. Good. Yeah, I'll throw in an extra Maui head since I broke your slab, Ryan. Let me get it dried off just a little bit so I can stick a sticky note to it. Now, the one that I do worry about being just a little bit on the soft side is Lava's Levitening rock. And so I pulled out of his stuff this end piece. I'm going to have a Maui family. I should do a little something Maui special for you. And I really should. I do worry about this. Some of these lines that do run through here kind of want to prone to fracture there on his stuff. So I only pulled out these two pieces of the Levitening stone because somebody can polish this little end specie. I don't think you'll have a problem with that. And then this was a cut that just needed to be made. Lonnie D, I just see her sneak in. I did. Hi there, Lonnie D. This was a cut that needed to be made to get it into the saw to turn it or whatever one way or another. So this is wedgy. It's quite thick on this side and quite thin on that side. But again, if you just wanted to face polish that, you sure could. This stuff is so pretty. Anyway, I'm going to run the rest of this through a load of stabilizer before I sell any more of this. Like I say, I do actually kind of worry about the hardness of this. Lava took a bunch of this home. He pre-cut a bunch on the trim saw and took a bunch home to work on for the week. So we'll bug him shortly and see if he's got any updates. Yes, there is some red in there, Ryan. Yes. Do you see it in there? And then it just kind of like here and there, kind of. When he picked it up, he thought it was going to be like purple inside. And it turned out to be just like this Levitening. Little lightning strikes. So, like I say, I think that these will be fine for somebody to work with. If you just want to face polish it. And we'll check in and see how this stuff is acting on the flat lap and stuff. If I get time to work on it, or if Lava does, or if it needs stabilized. I don't want to sell it to you guys if it's just going to fall apart. Like, I don't have a problem selling the other one, even though yes, there's a crack in it and it's gonna be weak at that crack, but you can visually see that the rest of that is solid. You're not going to have any trouble with that. So that's not going in for stabilizing. My God, there's not anywhere in there that could suck up any juice, right? So we'll do the two, and these are the only two that I'm going to let out right now just because it's a chunky wedge cut and it's an end cut. But we'll do the two Levitening rocks. Let me reset my timer really quick. Let's do a start. Wow, I misspelled that horribly. Let's do a start bid of 5 for the two pieces. It helps me recover some of the, cost of oil, cost of blades, things like that, if we can share some of this stuff out to you guys. So schmack it. What are we schmacking? Uh-oh, my chat disconnected. There it is. Can you cactus juice my ankles? No, I can't. But I heard Jerry one time say that he could stabilize a dandelion. So a dandelion, puffy dandelion. I'd talk to Jerry about that. Harold's in at 5. He'd like to try to play with the Levitening stone. Chubby Hubby would also like to take his try at it. He'll say 7. 2 for the price of 7. $30 left. Why does my chat keep disconnecting? Would you let Jerry work on it? On your knee? Or on your ankles? Would you let Jerry work on you? No, I wouldn't. I'd ask a veterinarian for help before I asked Jerry. 3 seconds, 2, and 1. What would you do if you went to the doctor and Jerry walked in? Chubby Hubby got that. Congratulations, Chubby Hubby. Oh my God, I'm having a hell of a time making the label for that though. I got it. It doesn't say English things, but I tried real hard. Yeah, way to go, Chubby. Yeah, I like when Jerry sings. It cracks me up. I like when Betty gives him crap for it too. That's not the way that I remember hearing it, but okay. Oh, shoot. So I do have one more set of slabs like we just did. So this will go as a pair. And then one more piece of that jasper that I found. Let's go back though and do... Let's go back and do... let's do this insane chunk. This piece of Montana Petwood is like as agatized as it can get. Well, maybe not quite as it can get, because I have seen some that is just like, you know, like that limb cast that you can dang near see through. But this is pretty darn agate. I say that, and then the light is like, yeah, nah, just make a liar of me, why don't you? So, yeah. There's some elongated, like, wood grain cells in here where you can see you're going to get just a little bit of that, like, pops of white and blue. Let's get it wet. Oh. I'll bet you that's darn pretty inside. I'd let Jerry work on my cabs too, Rick. Well, and I'd probably even let him look through my records and sing all the songs. I've wondered that. Like, should I send my old records to Jerry so he can keep doing his, you know... What's a guy gonna do? He's gonna run out of records sooner or later, isn't he? Because what's he do? Like 3 or 4 a night sometimes? When the kids were little, I pulled the record player out. And man, we used to just jam out on records out here. Hooking that record player up to modern speakers. I want to start this one at 5. I'm going to go ahead and get it started. Oh man, is that just the most classic sound you can get? Oh gosh. And like I say, like my kids used to run it. Like it would make me just a little bit nervous because, you know, I mean, little kids are going to scratch records and things, but they were really careful about it and really good at it. And Caden used to like to just sit there and watch it go round and round, and Trevin would get excited. I like this song. We should listen to this one again and again. And my kids have a really good taste in music now too, so I think maybe that was kind of a cool thing to do when they were little. Yeah, we haven't done it in a while. It just takes up such an obnoxious amount of room when everything's Bluetooth nowadays. I have not. Is he good? We're good, Rick? He doesn't need my records. 30 seconds left. $5 minimum bid on this chunk of Montana petrified wood. Walls of them, huh, Rick? And by the way, Rick Rock, hi. I didn't even notice you'd snuck in here. I was experiencing some technical difficulties, I think, just a moment ago. And we are out of time on this one. Oh, Chubby, I'm gonna let you have it. That's good. You snuck it in there right at time. It's funny. It's ahead on my phone and behind on my tablet. That's how things go, isn't it? My tablet's being super silly. Look, it was disconnected, connected. Where'd it go? It did that like 3 times. Whoa. We went way up there. Yeah, so disconnected, connected. I was dealing with that on my end. So that was distracting me from Rick sneaking in. So reset the timer. We'll get it ready for our next thing here. Let me get a label on that for Chubby Hubby. I need to take a quick break and go refill up my cup up and grab a towel so that I don't wipe that with my shirt again. That was horrible. That came out like totally legible English. Petwood chunk. But try to write Leviathan rock and all of a sudden my brain went completely blank. So we have 1, 2. I'm just going to put out here real quick so you guys can just eyeball what's left here. Oh, Ryan, that came off your slab. Do you want that too? That was a nice chunk of petwood, wasn't it, Kelly? I must agree. We have the agate with the friend in his hole and the mammillary bots on the front. This is actually, like, let's see if we can grab, this is actually kind of a pretty rock. This has got some pastel pinks and blues and stuff. I'm probably going to pair these two petwoods together and see if anybody's interested in those. I have 3 pieces of the chalcedony, South Dakota chalcedony left. 1 Montucky agate, just a little guy. I might pair him up or something, right? Like make him a little lot. We have 1 slab lot. These 2 will go together. And 1 more piece. Again, this is going to be a 2 for the price of 1. And it's going to break exactly like Ryan's did. This little piece up here out of the corner is probably a goner. If I ream on it hard, it'll probably come out of there. And then it's going to crack here and here. But again, that leaves you a lot of meat on the bone where you can pull that green in or, you know. So I'm excited about that. This is going to make some darn stunning cabochons. That contrast is really fun. That's where we're at. That's what we have left. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 auction lots left, I think is all we have, like I say, for today. I will go ahead and catch it. I've been staying on top of it. The orders that were coming in on the posts and the shorts that I posted and things like that, as they were getting claimed, I was going in and adding to the invoices on the Shopify. So I'm caught up, except that I see Chubby Hubby did do the meteorite and so did Kelly. And so I'll just go add those, like I say, to your guys' invoices. But other than that, I'm pretty caught up. So I'll add today's stuff to everybody's invoices, and then I'll go ahead and send them out as soon as I've got them updated and ready to go. You pay whenever you're ready, guys. Like I say, if today's payday and it didn't hit the bank account until tomorrow, and you got to make sure your bills get paid first, pay on Friday. I don't care. Leave it open until next week. I really don't mind. It's whatever you guys want to do. I'm pretty easy to work with. So, and again, if you really want me to ship it, like if I'm saying, oh, I'll invoice on Wednesday and ship, before the weekend, and you're like, but my niece's birthday is this weekend, can you ship it sooner than that? Let me know. Just attach an email, let me know, and by all means, that is not a hard thing to do, to go ahead and get your package ready and get it out. So keep in touch with me if you guys have got, questions, comments, concerns, needs, wants, wishes. I'll do the very best I can to accommodate. Sounds like I say, like maybe the plan for maybe in this kind of next week is to put some of those Idaho Sunset Jaspers out. Right on, Kelly. What else was I thinking about putting out in this next week? What about like loose garnets? Like I have a crap load of Montana garnets. You guys, anybody interested in purchasing little loose garnets? I don't know if that's something you guys are interested in or not. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave this here for you guys to look at while I go fill up my cup up really quick. I'm gonna just like type it in here. Like, what's your guys' wish list? If I could offer something, what would it be? Hackmanite. Do you guys want me to put some Hackmanite? Confetti Sunstone? Oregon Sunstone? Jaspers. I got leopard jaspers and crazy jaspers and stuff like coming out my ears. This material I also thought needed stabilized, so it's in the cactus juice right now, and I'll pull it out of the juice tonight and hit it in the baker. So that'll be available soon. But yeah, let me know. Drop it in the chat while I'm off getting coffee, and I'll be right back. In a beautiful piece of porphyry. What? Porphyry, Rick? Oh, this that I just showed? Rick, I'd love to hook you up with that if that's something you'd like to have. The lower right? This or this? This one. Rick, I'm going to do an auction on this lot in just a second. When I get back from filling my coffee cup up. And if for some reason, Rick, for some reason somebody wants it and you didn't, I've got more pieces of that available. So yeah, the fireworks slab. It's super cool, isn't it? I did keep some of that aside for me and Lava. So nothing's usually ever totally gone. Usually I keep a couple pieces of it held back for later dates or projects or something. Okay, I'm gonna sit here and keep talking. So yeah, Rick, we'll do this lot in just a second when I come back from my coffee. And let me know. Anything else in your guys' wish list? Ask, and I will do the best to let you receive. I'll be back. Please talk amongst yourselves. I'll fill up my water jug. I'm chuckling a little bit about Moz. They're preform, charge more. Oh, goodness. Nothing on your guys' wish list, huh? Not, we need more preform cab pieces. We need more slabs. We need more, you know, Allison, go spend your time on the big saw. We're in the market for slabs. None of it. None of it. But you did talk amongst yourselves, so cheers to that. Happy Wednesday. I wish for it all. Me too, Ryan. Me too. And I sort of have it all. It's just like, you know, for one day. A desk full is probably enough to chew. Rick wants this one, and Rick's in the house. So let's just go ahead and get started on that lot that Rick's interested in first, now that I'm back with a fresh cup of joe. Now that I'm properly caffeinated. And I'm going to go ahead and put this towel underneath it here so that I stop spraying my nice desk. I know it is a clean towel, clean-ish towel, but boy, these white towels, after you've used them for 12 years, they just don't come out white anymore. Okay, darky. So they are a lot, Rick, the two together. Anybody else who's interested as well, they are a lot. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer and send the start. We will start the bidding at $5 for the pair. $5 for both pieces. And again, this is just like super gorgeous. This stuff has got druzy just everywhere. It just sparkles and sparkles and sparkles for days. It's gorgeous dry when you can see all that druze and sparkle in there, but it is also really pretty wet. Ryan's going to get her started at 5. Rick says 10. Kelly, they beat you. Rick beat you to it. He wants some fireworks in his world. I love that like chalcedony line that goes down the middle of that rock. Ryan says 11. Rick says 15. We got 30 seconds left. I don't know, kid. It does have a proper name, Spider Jasper or something. I don't remember. We've been calling it the fireworks rock. 16, and there's 9 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Rick's in at 20. I'm typing start, but I need to type stop. Total fireworks. No, it totally is too. It's just like, well, yeah, like golden fireworks. Yeah. Anyway, Rick got that. 20. Congratulations, Rick. Let me make a note for that. It's funny because I call Rick Rock in my notes and things, and it before I left for Tucson, before I started the Shopify, I was still running everything out of like an old school notebook, and I had some stuff that needed to go to the post office, and I'd asked my oldest son, you know, hey, can you drop these off at the post office? The addresses are in this address book. Everything is set. Should be pretty easy. The post lady knows my thing. She knows how I like to ship things, so she should be able to help you out, I tell him. Rick's was like the only one that he couldn't figure out because, and there's only one Rick in my address book, right? It's not like I know like 6 Ricks or anything. But I had written on the thing that this was for Rick Rock, and that's not what it says in my book. It does. It says it off to the side. It says Rick's full name, his legal name, and then off to the side it says Rick Rock. Kind of like Betty. It says Betty's, you know, legal mailing address name, and then it says Rock Betty. Or it'll say Kyle's name, and then it'll say World of Rockhounds, right? Well, I have Rick's name in my address book, and then Rick Rock. And then, so yeah, I had labeled it Rick Rock, and my kid was like, I don't know, that was the only one I couldn't figure out. There was no Rick Rock in your address book. He's like, we wondered if it was the Rick that was in your address book, but we weren't sure, so we didn't send it. Oh, well, so be it. He did get his package, just are called chrysanthemum. You know, that might be, you might be correct about that, Opal Guy. I don't know if you guys are interested in this or not, but let's do this too. We're going to do a 2-piece lot. There's 2 pieces of these really cool pet woods that have that more like river worn, like they almost look more like driftwood, but they're definitely pet woods. So I'm going to pair them together into a lot. Let me reset my timer, please. And we'll go ahead and start this lot of 2 pet woods at $5. 2 for the price of 1. That did not get prettier when I sprayed it. That side did. There's some blues and stuff in there. That's kind of pretty. Nice thing about a pet wood, they won't leave the yard. True that. They don't typically bite the neighbor kid or... Oh, Rick Rock, definitely. I absolutely adore Walker. I don't know what it is about Walker, but he just, I don't know. He does something to my soul. I absolutely adore the living daylights out of him. That one's kind of pretty. That one's got some pretty stuff. We got 30 seconds left if anybody wants to snatch these up. They'd make nice little yard ornaments or flower pot decorations. I like to sometimes just stick a random rock down in a flower pot, and that's where it lives. You don't have to get them their shots. Rick Rock's gonna grab these for 5 if nobody stops him with 5 seconds left on the clock. 4, 3, 2, and we are done. Scoop up their leavings. That was a nice way of saying that. I mean, if my rocks made coprolites, though, like, you know, that wouldn't be a bad deal. They don't, though. They just get dusty, and then sometimes the flies and the moths mess on them, and I have to clean them. Rick Rock got that pair there. Let me get those bagged and tagged and labeled. Rock duty. Why are we apologizing to Betty? Did we say something? No, rocks are great. And this rock, speaking of rocks and pets, this rock has its very own pet rock. I don't know what exactly happened here, but that's the bee's knees. That, and again, this could use a little soak in the ultrasonic too, it looks like, would not hurt it. Look, it's got one trapped back there too. It does indeed have a hitchhiker, and it's got mammillary butts. Those aren't just like druzy butts. Those are like full-on mammillaries, man. And I love them. When I went through the lots of stuff to get ready for the sale today, I was like, I pulled that out and I almost put it back. I was like, I'm gonna keep that one. And I was like, no way. I'm motivated to sell, and I want to sell even the keepers. Like, I'm not just giving you guys my B grade stuff. Some of it is available. Like, like I say, these would make a great little lawn ornament or something. These aren't necessarily great for chopping in cabin, but if you wanted to make a wizard carving or something there, those would be good little pieces for that. And then this one, like I say, I've held on to this one like in my personal collection for a hot minute now, and I was like, it's time to let it go. I'm gonna let it go, and we're gonna start the bidding. 1:30 on the clock. Start at $5. I mean, I would keep all the A grade and give you guys the BC grade stuff if I had time to address all of the A grade, but I don't. And so I've gotta just like I say, I kept a couple pieces of that fireworks rock for me and Joseph to work on. Otherwise, the rest of it, we can certainly share. Rick's in at 5, and that's a minute left on the clock. So we're 30 seconds in, and we have a minute left. Same thing with like the dino bones and stuff. Buying them big pieces like that sure does make them more affordable, but then I've got to take them to the saw, which costs, oil and saw blades, and then stabilize them, which costs cactus juice, vac machine time, bake time on the electricity. So, I mean, there's a little bit of work to sharing some of the spoils of purchasing a larger rock and breaking it down, but it means that, like I say, I end up with more A grade material than one person could possibly tackle in one lifetime. So I'm more than happy to share it with you guys. This rock is looking to get adopted and find a new home. Not only him, but his pet rocks as well. 2, 1, we're done. Rick snags that one up for 5. Congratulations, Rick. Honestly, yes, we can, Opal Guy. I mean, who doesn't love it? Let me make a quick note. Nice score, Rick. I love that piece. Like I say, I was hesitant to pull it out, but I don't know if you can hear the smile on my face right now. I was hesitant to pull it out, but I'll be honest with you, I'm happy. I'm happy to see it find a new home. It's making me smile. I think you're going to like that one. I think you're going to like it. I've got 2 pieces in the next lot, too. We've got this super fun and funky South Dakota Chalcedony. I like his little spots. With all the lights on, it's still giving us a glow show. What about that agate? Is it doing anything? No, it does actually, a little bit. And then a Montucky here. And it's got some stuff happening in it, but I don't know if I'd brag about that too much. For the most part, just kind of a clear chunk. It'd be really cool if you put it in the tumbler or something, though. Let me restart the timer. Oops. And we'll do the 2 rocks in the 1 lot for 5. Minimum bid 5. 1:30 on the clock. Starting now. Awesome, Rick. See, that makes me even more happy. Even more happy. I love that. One beautiful tumbled finished piece and one Montucky. Start bid $5 for both. We are at 30 5 seconds remaining. $20 seconds left on the clock. 15 seconds left on the clock. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll put those in a... Oh, got it. Got it, Ryan. I think he'll get a kick out of that. You'll have to show him how that glows, Rick. Right on. Thanks for that, Ryan. Way to kill 2 birds with 2 stones. Way to give a gift and make me smile and Walker smile. That was really fun. I like that. I have one more. We are getting down there. Hey there, Soul. Hopefully your Wednesday's treating you well. It's been a bit of a crazy week. I'm kind of glad to just like chill with you guys a little bit. I mean, this isn't not doing stuff, but it's much more manageable than how crazy my week has been. Okay, we got this last piece. This is look, I put more water in my spritzer so that I don't have to hold it straight up and down to make it work. Last piece that I have here. I do have some of this. I just found a couple more slices of this right at the trim sauce. So there may be some like cabbing blanks of this available in the future. I'm not sure yet though. We'll see what kind of time I have. I'm going to make a quick note here. Hopefully Addie sees that in the comments because I'm not sure where she's at. She may be just a bit behind. So hopefully she sees that note there and gets caught up with us. Don't forget to do the things too. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the things. We got to feed the algorithm monster. Okay, I've got my clock set. Oh, sorry, Addie. Okay. All right. I read some of the chat there. So we're going to start the bid at $5, a minute and 30 on the clock. I started the time. There goes the start and the thing. And again, this is going to break along this crack, but I have confidence that after that, you'll be left with really strong pieces that you can pull, you know, some of that nice contrast out of. There, now Addie's in. She's in at 5. I had to work really hard to get this rock out of the dirt. That was one of the first things Joseph said when we met back up at the truck. He came hauling some kind of bigger rocks, and I was like, "Do you need help?" And he was like, "No." And because he didn't want me to pick on him, because I picked on him when he found the bisonite. I was like, I don't know about that. That's just kind of like, really? Really? 20 seconds left, guys. I was like, I just don't know about that. You know, I think I'd leave that in the field. And then he brought it home and it still holds its place as one of my favorite rocks that we have ever found and cut. And so when he was like, no, I don't need help. I don't want you to make fun of me. That's time, by the way. I was like, no, I learned my lesson about that. I would never do that again. Addie gets that for 5. So, you know, he was feeling a little gun shy about it. And then when I showed him the rock that I'd picked up, this big one, you know, that I wanted to bring home and put in the saw, look at the gorgeous patterns in that thing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Anyway, when I showed him my rock, of course, we had to chop the end of it off to get it to go in the saw, right? It just wouldn't clamp in there quite right. So we had to get a flat surface to help pinch it in. But he chopped the top off that I could see had been sticking out of the dirt. And he could tell when I brought it up to the truck, he was like, holy cow. There's like, you know, just this little bit sticking out of the top that you could see, and the rest of it was still covered in dirt. He's like, you had to work really hard to get that one, didn't you? And I said, yeah, I had to do some digging and some kicking and some kicking and some digging. I could tell, though, that it was going to be worth it. I could, just from that little tip, that little top that I could see, I could tell that it was worth the effort to get it out of the ground. True, Ryan. It does kind of, doesn't it? Yeah, don't ask me exactly how that formed or did its thing, but oh, it's pretty. Okay, we're down to the last lot, and then single rock. We got two left. I'm gonna go ahead and put these 2 together too. And we'll look at them real quick, and then we'll start the timer. So this is a like banded shirt that I found out here, and it's actually really cool. I've cut pieces of this before and polished them, and it's really pretty. Those subtle pale colors. In fact, it is pretty enough that I about wanted to keep it and do some more stuff with it. But this rock is responsible for bending one of my expensive blades. And so I'm like, kick rocks, rock, hit the road. It's a beautiful piece. It's just like, I'm over it, man. It messed up my day, and I'm over it now. And to pair with the rock that bent my equipment. Right on, Harold. Welcome to the Prairie Pebbles. I apologize that I don't do a special lot of extra videos and things for my members, but you do get some more like behind the scenes stuff. See my recent above. Can you give Ryan the other piece of the lot that I won? Okay, hang on just a second. Can you give Ryan a piece? Yes. I can do that, Rick. Yep. You guys are wonderful. I love that you're hooking each other up and doing stuff and giving with each other. Let's see. Rick Rock, I'm going to take that piece out and I'm going to give it to Ryan. This one, right, Rick? But you do get some more behind the scenes stuff, like me being practically Snow White and saving a bird at the rodeo. My neighbor kid hanging out with me, you know, that kind of stuff. So if you're into the, you know, more personal behind the scenes kind of stories, then joining the membership is a wonderful thing to do. And it's an excellent way to support the channel, just an extra little bit. I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate that. because it does help. Like when I'm, again, trying to plan a trip to Tucson, or trying to buy saw oil or new wheels for the flat lap. We joke that um that the AdSense is not a lot, that, oh, yay, Allison made 3 pennies off the AdSense today. Truth, but that 3 pennies will go to a good cause, I promise. It'll go to saw oil and blades and grit, tumbling grit. That's one that's on my list. I think I need to order some new stickers too, so we'll do a $5 bid on this one as well. I accidentally already started the clock, so I'm going to get it in there. There we go. This naughty church. This naughty church. It is pretty. I really do adore the pastel pinks and blues and spider smashing. Yes, Rick. Yes. I may go live while the band is playing so that everybody can chat and enjoy it, but I might make it members only a couple of days later or the next day or something, again, just so that stuff isn't quite messing up my algorithm quite so bad. Rick's in at 7. That's a great little lot there for 7, Rick. And there's 38 seconds left. Chubby Hubby says, how about 8? And you've been warned. This rock is hard. May mess up your equipment. I don't know what that is, like a little piece of perlite or something on there. I don't know. Like I say, it's a fun little rock, and I had a mind to do something more with it until it messed up my day. And our time is up. Let me put that down and get you an end in the chat. And I look back, that's a Rick Rock claim for 10. Way to go, Rick. Ah, Ryan, you may have a point there. That might be something that might be very helpful for Addie. Oh, that beautiful purple pink stripe on, like I say, it's a pretty rock. It did not do nice things for me. It done me dirty. And the last piece of the day, I know it's not the most spectacular or anything, but I do love this piece. It's absolutely gorgeous. I really wish that this stuff would play nicer on camera because it's pretty. It's darn pretty in hand. Look at that gorgeous black fortified agate banding pocket in there. Like high contrast between the whites and the blacks. Almost sort of some root beer stuff, some more little fortification banding in there. Spots and freckles and oh my goodness. This one's kind of interesting because it's kind of got like a little bit of a tan back, but it's a nice, like this face piece here with all this beautiful agate pointing straight up at the viewer. Oh, this is one of my favorite pieces out of this lot. And if it isn't obvious why, then what are we doing? I may have a couple more pieces of this that's rough still. But this is the last piece that I have tumbled of this. The rest of it all went. The rest of it all has sold. Look at the banding in that thing. Oh my God, this is such a pretty piece. Okay. It's for you to look at. If you win this lot and it's yours, it's for you to look at and admire and enjoy, because I I have thoroughly done that already. And we will start the clock 1:30 on the clock. We'll start the bid at 5. It is kind of like water lines, only it's like, yeah, it's just, I mean, juicy, juicy, juicy chalcedony. And even 60 seconds left. Rick will pop in at 5. It's such a pretty piece. It's a shower and a glower. 37, 36, 35 seconds left. Soul says 6. Man, it's probably a good thing I don't find this in my backyard. I'd probably be out all the time. And then I'd be like Oprah. I'd be like, you get a piece, you get a piece, you get a piece, you all get a piece. There's 4 seconds left. Soul's got it right now as we sit. 3, 2, 1. We are done. Soul, my lovely dear. I'm glad that you get that piece. And Rick wants to buy that for Soul. I could do that for you, Rick. For Soul. From Rick. You guys rock. You guys really, really, really rock. Seriously, what a cool thing we've got going on here. Like I say, we can gift stuff. We can, you know, make people happy, happy, happy. Looking at rocks makes me happy. Okay. That is what I had available today for the live sale. That, look, by the way, for you, I have been out fighting the mosquitoes. Look, a little bastard got underneath my glasses and bit me on the face. It's definitely summertime in Montana. It's so itchy. Everything about it is so itchy. Oh. I know they are. They're total jerks. Blood-sucking jerks. Makes me want to get a pet bat or something. It makes me want to eat DEET is what it makes me want to do. I'm like, do I have enough DEET on my face yet? It wasn't. And then the biting flies, like, they actually like take a chunk out of you. You can see their little teeth marks when they're done. Those little buggers. The mosquitoes, like, they kind of respect my attempt. They're like, yeah, you know, like, we'll make an irritating noise in her ear, but we won't actually bite her because she is wearing some heavy DEET, right? But the biting flies, they're like, oh, the DEET just makes you taste better. Just gives me a little buzz when I bite you. Oh, so yeah, it's been a little something else. I don't even think I got that while I was out rock walking either. I think we replaced a couple boards on my deck the other night. There was some squishy boards, like real squishy boards. And like the only thing keeping you from falling through was that I have like a big carpet out there. And like the carpet was like the only thing keeping you from like putting a foot all the way through my deck. What? Oh my gosh, that sounds so cute and cool. I want to know what that is, Rick Rock. Yeah, exactly, kid. I want it all, Ryan. I want the bats and the birds. Anyway, I think I got bit up on the deck even um when it was a booby trap, yeah. Yeah, for sure. If you don't know exactly where to step, you might feel a little unconfident up there. And then my neighbor kid's been over here for the past couple of days and just chilling, jumping on the trampoline. I put him to work a little bit, pull some of these staples out of this deck so we can roll this carpet back and get to these rotten boards. Here's a screwdriver, pull some staples. I'm like, I'll pay you in bratwursts and banana cream pie. Deal? Cheers, it's a deal. Oh, he's been on a kick lately. He brought me some rocks the other day to look at and wanted to know if they were meteorites. And so we looked at them under the microscope and under the cross-polarized light, and we got a really good close. They're beautiful, actually. They're kind of pretty under the microscope. You can see the light kind of coming through that little nub on the top. They actually are pretty. I don't know what the hell they are, but I know they're not meteorites. But, oh, the poor guy. Like, when I told him they're not meteorites, honestly, my neighbor kid is 10. Yes, we did watch some videos. But, so he brought these and he's like, I found these and I want you to look at them for me. And I think he wants a four-wheeler so bad. And if he could find a meteorite in his mind, if he could find a meteorite, he could maybe swing a four-wheeler. Oh, thank you, Chubby Hubby, for hanging out today. Like I say, I'll try to get some invoices out soon, and if there's anything that you're interested in, let me know. I'd love to get it in one shipping if we can. So keep in touch with me and have a great rest of your day, Chubby Hubby. What does a booby trap look like? Well, mine looked like a rotten board right down the middle of the walking path of my deck. Anyway, when he brought me these and he wanted to know if they were meteorites, and I told him, no, they're not. These are square and boxy, these black minerals in here, which is really common for, lots of our minerals, that they take that hexagonal shape, So, but yeah, when I told him I didn't think they were meteorites, his lip actually came out just a little bit, and I swear I saw his eyes well up, you guys. I felt so bad. And I've already given him a slice of meteor. It's not like I can make up and be like, it's okay, you got it wrong, but here's a slice, because he's already got a couple slices of meteorite. It's not like and that's not, it's not just the thrill of the meteorite for him anymore. He's been in my space case. He's showed all his friends. He's had them hold his favorite meteorites out of there dozens of times. His is now, if I could find a meteorite, I could buy a four-wheeler. And you guys know, I won't blow fluff up my neighbor boy's butt. I'm pretty honest and straightforward with him, and I've told him time and time again, I've looked for 10 years and I still haven't found anything. That doesn't mean you're not going to find anything, Chevy, and not looking is definitely not going to get you any closer to that. And I've tried to remind him too that my buddy Stephen Amera, who looked for 10 years and finally found the Barnstable meteorite, is definitely not a rich dude, Like, it did not make him wealthy. He didn't get a new four-wheeler, He got a meteorite, but he didn't get a new four-wheeler. So, but, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with him being excited about the wonders of nature and the value of the things that are around you. There's nothing wrong with that. But I've straight up told him, he's brought me over some nice little chunks of agate and stuff that he's getting out at his family farm. And I'm like, dude, there's nothing, you can make money on those too. And sometimes more money on those than you can on an ugly old meteorite. So the boy's been getting educated, and he's been getting, banana cream pie and work. He was out here splitting some firewood to make a little fire in the fire pit back there. I got a little, what do they call that? Whatever the little thing is called for the fire. And he had a little split and hatchet, and he'd had it in the top of the wood, and then he was hitting the hatchet with the hammer. And he choked right up on the handle of the hammer, so the hatchet handle's here, and he was hit. And I thought for sure, if he misses, he's gonna pinch his finger in between that hatchet and that hammer, and it's gonna make him squeal so bad. Plus, you don't get a good hammer if you're choked all the way up to the head of the hammer, right? So I'm telling him, you need to come down on the hammer just a little bit so that you don't pinch your finger up here in between that and the hatchet. And plus, Chevy, that's actually the proper way to use a hammer. You know, like, let it do the work for you instead of pushing it. Let the weight of the hammer do the work for you. So and then he was out burning berries in the fire. I've got a yardberry tree. He was putting the berry on the stick and then putting the stick in the fire and listen to the berry squeal and boil and burst and burn and boy stuff, boy things the boys should do. So, but yeah, oh man, all he wants for his birthday is to take me to his farm and go meteorite hunting. I'm like, you're 10, you're supposed to want a skateboard or a BB gun or, I don't know, a pocket knife or something. You're not supposed to want to take your neighbor meteorite hunting on your family farm. Oh God. I'm not opposed. It'd be a great day, It'd be a great day. He is one of my favorite neighbors, but yeah. So that brings me back to, nobody's going to get rich and famous off of most ordinary meteorite finds. If you find something exceptional, that certainly can change. A really great example of that is this Ohio fall that just fell. It's an exceptionally rare achondrite, and our friend Marissa was able to go out and find enough of that she was, and sell it immediately, that she was able to put enough money into her Able account to be able to possibly move to Arizona soon. So dreams can come true, and it can be the result of a meteorite fall, but it's not terribly likely. Those are the wonderful stories that can happen. And then there's like the more average stuff, Stephen Amera's just still a regular guy. He's just got a big meteorite, that he sleeps with every once in a while. That he keeps under his pillow. And then, yeah, the news thing. The news thing cracked me up. Here's Chevy again. You're on the news. Does that mean you're famous? Well, I don't think so, Chevy. No, I don't think so. And then my friends and family are on there commenting, oh, you're famous now. Like, wait a minute. How does a minute and 30-second bleep on the nightly news make me famous when I've got hours and hours and hours of content for you guys to consume over here? Like, wait a minute, what? Look, you're famous now. Hold on a minute. What have I been doing? Where have you been? Thanks, Ryan. Oh, yeah, I messaged a couple of my friends after the news thing ran, and I'm like, hey, it did drum up a couple of rock IDs. I'll be honest with you guys, it did drum up a couple of rock IDs. Nothing good yet. A couple of like, okay submissions, and a couple of like, okay, nope. A couple of those submissions too. But it did drum up a couple of rock IDs, and it did it really quick. That's out there for people to see, for the whole rest of the summer next year. Hopefully if somebody finds something, they'll think about it, maybe. And who are you going to call? There are a few people you could call. There's some big names in meteorites. If you think you found something, you could call Dustin Dickens. He does some ID stuff. ASU has an open ID night like 2 nights out of the year. You got to pre-register for it, but they do. You could take it to, you could call somebody like Mark Lyon or Roberto Vargas or somebody and see if they want to get involved in it, if it is legit. There's things and people and buyers and stuff. I want my name to come to your mind, especially if you live in Montana, and especially if you're a regular viewer of this channel. I don't want you to call Mark first. I don't want you to call, ASU first. I want you to call me first. And I want to help facilitate that, you know. Oh, thanks, Rick. So, you know, it is, you know, it's the term that I used when I messaged a couple of my friends was, man, I sure do appreciate an opportunity to nine-injure the shit out of the locals on their local nightly news, you know. Um, and then Professor Pat said, you know, sooner or later what you're doing is going to pay off. Well, we can hope that. I mean, we really can hope that. And that's a nice thing to say. It's an optimistic thing to say. But like Pat pointed out, there are spots when you look at all of the meteorites found in the United States and you plot out like a heat map. There are definite fingerprints where some of these really dedicated individuals have done their life's work. Sunny Clary on the dry lake beds, Nininger through, you know, that whole belt of the South there. There are a couple other like really, really determined people who you can see a fingerprint. Like there are more meteorites classified and brought to science in Sunny Clary's neck of the woods than there are in the surrounding areas. There are more meteorites recognized and brought to science and classification in that little belt that Harvey Nininger just beat. You know, he beat it so hard. He just was out and he just, all he did was educate the locals. He reached out to him. He handed him pamphlets. He said, look, these are the things we're looking for. Here's how you can get in touch with me. And he is single-handedly responsible for coming up with a lot of meteorites that way. So, ambassador for meteorites, educator of meteorites, enthusiast of meteorites, whatever you want, whatever title it is you want to give me, I'll take it. And like I say, it's an opportunity to nine-injure the locals, to get a little bit of education and awareness out there, especially when we're out recreating anyway. You're camping, you're watching the sky, you know, a meteor shower at night or a shooting star or something, you know, a beautiful sunset, you know, you're hiking, you're hunting, you're checking cows, you're, you know, whatever it is. If I get one person to look a little bit more curiously at the ground than they did the day before, or to watch the sky in just a little bit different, you know, mindset, then mission accomplished. Then I've brought some awareness or some education to somebody who had otherwise not thought of it, or who maybe has a weird rock that they're using as a doorstop and just didn't know what to do with it. So I'm still debating putting a target on the top of my truck just to be funny. Hey Phil, welcome. Yeah, thanks for staying and hanging out as long as you can. I know, like, you know, Kyle's probably still just working on the shed and listening to me ramble, but it's always good, even if you guys keep me company while I'm working, like more than you guys know. I was hanging out on Souls the other night, and I was able to get some chatting done because the work I was doing was here at my desk, and I had her on the computer, and I was using my phone to do some filming and things. And so I was able to kind of get in on things, you know, chat and say things every once in a while. But in the meantime, though, like, you guys were really just, like, keeping me company because it feels less like work when everyone's doing it. When I've got you guys chatting with me, and I'm not as engaged in some of the chats as I would like to be. Sometimes I see it go by and my fingers are covered in oil and I'm like, oh, I'll say something about it when I get the oil off my hand. And by the time I do, the conversation's completely shifted, and if I brought it up, you guys would think I was weird. So a lot of times I am actually laughing, smiling, you know, enjoying the chat, even if I can't engage in the chat. So I know how that goes, and I can't tell you guys enough how much I appreciate when Soul invites me over and I've got work to do, and I'm like, yes, let's do this, Soul. You know, yes. And chat, thank you guys all so much for keeping me company, you know, and helping me to stay on task and feel motivated. It is helpful. I got to do the things because my phone says your battery's dying. It's because we've had a lot of fun chatting and hanging out. I can't believe that mosquito dang got me. I can see their little legs too when they're like on my glasses, And sometimes all I can do is go. Sometimes I've got a hammer or a board or something. I can't, or lawnmower. And I'm like, oh, dirty, rotten buggers. Anyway, it's nice to get out and do some stuff. I'm going to try to stay a little more focused and offer some more things more regularly. Maybe more as I finish things. Let's get them listed and offer them, you know? So, because if I don't, I almost border on like a hoarding sort of tendency, you know? Again, I put out some of the fun firework rock. I still have a little bit of it. You know, I don't need to keep it all. I really don't. Like I say, it borders on a little bit of like a hoarding tendency. The intention never was to keep it all for myself either. The intention is use the tools that I have to help make it, you know, make what you guys are doing possible. Share the wealth, you know. Get those cabbing blanks made, because not everybody's got a 12-inch saw, a trim saw, or even a flat lap. Some people are running a Dremel, you know, and they might want a piece of that, you know, but what are they going to do with it? You know, break it, you know, throw it on the sidewalk and pick the piece they like the best. That's not nice, you know? So, my intention always has been to, you know, to work as much of this material, and maybe working it is just that, just slicing it and slabbing it and making it available. Maybe it's slabbing it, preforming it, and making it available. Maybe it's slabbing it, preforming it, polishing it all the way through, making it available. And maybe it is cutting it, polishing it, slabbing it, polishing it, and wire wrapping it into a finished piece of jewelry and making it available. So, yeah, Kelly's on the Dremel, you know. I started on a piece of sandpaper, you know. I didn't have any polishing stuff, not a Dremel or nothing. I sat for hours with sandpaper on the floor and just, you know, I'd put a program on the TV and I'd just go. I'd go through the grits and I'd have a pile of sawdust on the floor, or sawdust, rock dust on the floor. My boogers would be black. My fingers were black. It was horribly messy. You know, so you got to start there though. You got to start there and build up, right? Like you got to do a few cabs, and then like, you know, I can wire wrap a lot of the stuff that I finished polishing. And then a lot of that stuff, like there's not enough time in the week or the month or the year for me to do it all. So but if I'm going to sit down and do cabs, I might as well sit down and do 5 of them, even if I really only need 1. If I'm going to go through all the work of changing the pads out and doing those steps, then I might as well do 5 of them, right? So, yeah, being able to use some of my equipment to help people who don't. You live in an apartment, you can't run one. You got neighbors, they would, you know, you'd start getting hate notes if you did. Or you don't have the, you know, physical room. You don't have the finances for it right now. You are, you know, saving up to get a trim saw. You know, there's lots of different scenarios and reasons, you know, why everybody needs just a little bit different step in that process available to them, right? And I'm fine with that. That's sometimes the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal was never for me to take it all the way to a finished piece of jewelry. The ultimate goal was for me to make it available to people who don't have the tools that I have available to me. So I love that we're able to do that. And it just kind of, like I say, it kind of goes around and comes around and goes around and comes around and goes around and comes around. I get to see what Ma's going to do with that piece that she's going to go cut, or Harold's going to do with that piece that, hey, Karen, cheers. I love it. It is, if you really stop and think about it just a little bit, it's kind of a trip. Like, it is really kind of a trip. And, like, we've talked sometimes about, like, taking pieces of the same material and distributing them out in the community and, like, running a challenge. Like, what do you do with it? What do you do? I want to see all the different things. You don't have to set up a pre-organized event for that. Just watch. I mean, just put that stuff out into the world and see what happens to it. It's really cool. It's really a cool thing that we're doing, and I love it. I love being a part of this family, this community. It's just, oh, this hobby, this, I can't. I always get all mushy at the end. I start thinking about how lucky we all are to have this cool thing in common and to have such a wonderful bunch of people, wonderful bunch of weirdos. Mhm. That was a wonderful, wonderful live we did there. That was a 2-cup of coffee live we just did there. Yeah, speaking of seeing cool things, check out Karen. Has somebody heard from Brian and Julie lately? How are they doing? I hope they're doing okay. I hope that things shifted from dealing with some family stuff to just like enjoying a break. And then I hope that they're expected back soon because I miss them. Who else and what else do we know? I've been enjoying some of Manny's stuff. Have you guys checked out Manny's new channel? He's rocking and rolling, climbing right up there with the subs. Betty hit 1,000 subscribers the other day, you guys. I don't think I said that out loud on this channel, but whoop whoop, yeah, Betty, I'm gonna ring the bell for that. Yeah, Betty. You guys, if you missed that, it's not too late. Go congratulate her on that. That's a hell of an achievement. Ask me how I know. Hell of an achievement. Way to go. Well earned, too. She does some really cool stuff. Yeah, I'm glad to watch that happen. That puts a big smile on my face for sure. For sure. And then, yeah, Rick and Walker been doing stuff. Kyle's always up to, the Kyle wizardry. Opal guy's been doing some pretty sorcery sort of stuff, too. Ma's a light bender. Check out Ma. She's out there bending light, blowing your mind. There's just so much going on. So much going on, you guys. There's always something. I just... yeah. Who... And then Chubby Hubby went on a rant the other day. Leave the politics out of the... Who has time to pay attention to that? I'm sorry, but I do not. I'm way too busy watching rock premieres and lives and scheduled this and like, heck yeah, man. I've totally got my... I'm totally hid under a rock. Like, if I came out from under that rock, it'd probably terrify me and I'd go right back under it. So, yeah, I love that. I love that, like, little bubble that we're in where it is safe from all of that craziness that's out there. So I love it. It's a happy spot. It's a happy place where it's okay to be a little weird. In fact, you're appreciated for being, we like you extra weird. The weirder, the better. I love that. I love that that's a safe place for us all to just nerd out. No such thing as a bad question. Everybody's willing to help answer those questions to the best of their past experience and abilities. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's not just a place for friendship, but edutainment and advice and words of wise and wisdom. Have you guys tried this? What works best there? Like, just an absolute wealth. Can you imagine some of this crazy crap that our grandparents would have done? I mean, don't lie to me. Some of your grandparents were into lapidary, and I know they were. It was popular then, and it's making a resurgence now. I know you at least had an uncle or a grandparent, a neighbor. Somebody was into lapidary when you were younger, before you thought it was cool. Can you imagine some of the stuff that they would have come up with if they would have had this networking ability and this sharing of information ability that we have now? Can you imagine? Oh, yeah. How much fun they would have had with it. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing that we get to do here, you guys, that we are doing. Like I say, you jump in and it's kind of overwhelming. You're kind of trying to learn who everybody is. You say your hellos, you get to know the community a little bit, and it just kind of like sneaks past you. That, like, holy cow, at the very tip of my fingers is a whole community of people who are there to help. It's just nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. I love it. I absolutely love it. Anyway, that was one heck of a Wednesday. I am going to try to do more live sales. I am debating whether we should just have our regular Wednesday rock chat, or if like every other Wednesday should be a sale, or once a month should be a sale, but yeah, I need to be more disciplined when it comes to that. I've got stuff up here that I finished and I never listed. You know, I mean, how silly is that? It's doing nobody any good if it's just sitting there and you guys don't even know it exists, you know? So I'm going to try to be more disciplined about when I finish things, put them out there. List them like I know Opal Guy's been kind of thinking that's cool to do the posts. Use shorts to put that stuff out there. And again, I don't want to just become a sales channel either. That's not my mission or my goal. I still want to take you guys on adventures and still teach you guys things and, you know, goof off and, you know, have fun, all of that stuff still. But I would like to be a little bit more disciplined with myself in, can someone turn the weather down, please? Muzz to the point of melting that she can smell the colors and hear the numbers. Like, it's messing her up, you guys. How's she supposed to bend light? Like I say, I'd like to find a nice balance. If it doesn't feel balanced to you guys, if it feels heavy one way or the other, or you feel like you've lost what you've enjoyed about my channel, please say so. Please, I promise I won't take a constructive criticism as an insult. I promise. I'm more level-headed than that. I'm ready for, like, you guys are important to me, and you guys enjoying having, again, a safe place to come share information and jokes and love and all of the stuff that we share with each other. That is number one here. And again, edutainment, education and awareness is a strong thing that I really want to stay doing. But I also, like I say, I want to be a little bit more self-disciplined in doing some sales. So I'm going to try to find not only what works for you guys, but what works for me too. Is that one extra day a week, one extra day a month, one extra, you know, what is that? What does that look like? So bear with me as I maybe make some modifications and some adjustments and things, and try to find a nice balance where everybody's still happy and comfortable and all of that. So bear with me as I try to take it a little bit more seriously and not be a hoarder. I don't need 6 finished rings hanging on my piano. You know, I don't need these here. Oh, that's a gorgeous amethyst. It's faceted. The only reason that one's put aside is because I think I might actually give that to my grandma. Her birthstone is amethyst. But the rest of these, they just get set aside, and then in the hustle, they're done. Whoa, moving on to the next thing. Stop. Whoa, slow down. Pump the brakes a little bit there. Don't let the ADHD take you away quite so far. Cabs are supposed to look melty, but Muzz not so much, says Ryan. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe in her delirium, she'll come up with some kind of new light bending technique. We're trying it for science, Ma. Hang in there. All right. It is hot. I did finish my coffee. It is like time to switch though, because it's hot. So, yeah, I love it. Thank you guys so much for helping out in again, not everybody's in a spot where they can do this right now. And I get that. A simple like, a simple comment, vote with your time, you know, being here and watching it, putting it on a video on in the background while you're folding laundry. It's all really helpful. Like I say, oh, Allison earned 3 cents in AdSense revenue today. Yes, she did. And again, she will put that to good use, I promise. Hi, Pat. So, Anyway, I gotta go take a break. It's time to crack a Red Bull and get a sandwich in me or something, and then get some of this stuff packed up for you guys. Oh, it makes my day. I'm so excited to see that body agate go to Rick Rock and Walker. That's cool. I'll throw a little extras into everybody's stuff too. So it makes me happy to be able to give to you guys too. Like, yeah, you're making some purchases and you guys are getting some cool things, but again, to be able to slip a little extra in here and there and do something nice for you guys back is a win-win. So, oh, Pat. Pat's way back. Give him a little message. There it is. Hopefully that makes sense to him. Oh, Squirrel did send it. And I love Squirrel's sticker too, you guys. Thank you, Squirrel. I would like to get into that too. Do some cutting on some of that stuff that you sent and stuff like that too. So that box never got put away or anything like that. It was still sitting there like giving me the side eye every time I walk by, like, cut me, polish me. So thank you, Squirrel, for that. And I'm glad that I could help your friend. That was a win-win. And again, the win-wins that happen in this community are just, they're everywhere. They're left and right, and I love it. I love it. I love those, like, deals and things that, like, benefit everybody, that just happen, just naturally happen. So, Kid, are you on the Flathead? That would be nice. That would be nice. I made Joseph stop me by the river outside of Cup Inc. the other day. I've never actually walked down there. I've lived here my whole life. I bet I've driven over that bridge 4,000 times. And I've always looked and thought, gosh, it gets kind of cool back there. I bet that is kind of a nice place to get out and walk around and get your toes wet and stuff. Yeah. I made Lava stop me there, and it was nice. It was nice to take the old shoes and socks off and get your feet in, roll the pants up and get your feet in. But I got to tell you, there are no good rocks in that river. I've checked not once, not twice, but thrice. Not at that spot necessarily. That was the first time there, but every stinking time. And I'll think about it too. It'll be like a year since I've been down there, or 2 years, or maybe even 3 years. And I'm like, I should go check the river and see if and then I get down there and I'm like, no, there's no good rocks in this river. It is bad. It is bad. It's nice to get wet, but it is not good for rock hounding at all. Not whatever that river is, Clark Fork or whatever the heck that is. Not through Cup Inc., not outside of Cup Inc. No good rocks. But it did feel good to get the old toes in. So, all right, guys. I'm going to do the things. I'm going to sing the song, because we get to do that together too. I get to earworm you. Take over that little tiny bit of your brain. Take your snorkel. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I didn't get anywhere that I was at more than ankle deep, so yeah, I wasn't ready to like go swimming. But yeah, okay, we're gonna do the things. I think I've probably rambled enough. I've got invoices and packages to do later this afternoon while it's hotter than hell in here, and I'll be thinking about you, Ma. And you guys have fun over at Jethro's this evening. Is Jethro got a live or a premiere tonight? Soul's got, I thought, maybe one scheduled too. Is she scheduled for this evening as well? Be sure to check your fellow rockhounds for scheduled content. I know Jeff usually goes Wednesday evening, and I usually miss him because I'm hanging out with my meteorite nerds. But yeah, I think have fun without me, you guys. You know, party on, Wayne. I'll be at the other place hanging out with the other party rock nerds. Okay, good, good. Okay, that's what I know for now. That was a lot. A heck of a lot. A heck of a lot. Let's see. Harold, we're going to look at your rock. Oop, if I don't throw it on the ground. Pretty rocks out on the prairie. Pretty rocks are everywhere. Pretty rocks for us to look at. Pretty rocks are everywhere. There's a pink one and a green one and a blue one and a yellow one. And they all are very pretty. And they all are everywhere for us to share. All right, you guys, stay cool if you can. Rock on. You know, nothing to beat the heat like the spray of a flat lap or the spray of a trim saw. And in a world where you can choose to be anything, choose to be kind of a rock hound. We'll see you guys again soon. Have a great rest of your week. And again, invoices will go out. Take care of them when you can. I'm not in a hurry. If you get it taken care of before the weekend, your package will go out by the weekend. And if not, we'll call it an open box and it'll be there whenever you're ready. So let me know if there's anything I can do for you guys. If I need to get a package out sooner, drop me a note. If not, then I'm going to go get caught up on some of those claims that I didn't see before but can see now. I had some technical difficulties this morning, so I'm going to go get caught up on that, get some packages going, crack a Red Bull, turn the fan on, and turn up some tunes, and I'll check you guys on the flip side. Happy hump day, and it's the rest of the week's downhill from here. We'll see you guys. You're almost to your weekend. Take care and have fun. Happy hounding. Peace, hippies. Boop. Boop.